everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I want to bring you guys this story because I'm constantly trying to help you guys understand the evil minds of majority of these Caucasoid people. You know, they're constantly doing terrorist attacks against Black community, but I need you guys to see that if it's not us, then they're doing it to each other. So it's not something that's wrong with Black people. It's something that's wrong with these evil Albanoids. They're constantly being demonic, being violent, being vile against everybody. They're global terrorists, as I try to convey to you guys. Here's a story that I want to share with you guys. I don't stand for any violence against any child. Like, I don't care what the race or creed of that child is. A child should not be violently attacked. A child should not be anything but nurtured. And I just, this story makes me cringe and it makes me want to vomit. But I need you guys to see the mindset of these people, because they like to sit there and say, well, Black people are violent, or what about you know, Black on Black crime, or they want to tell you statistics, mostly false statistics. I haven't had one Caucasoid individual bring me actual real statistics on anything. And they never want to talk about what's going on in their community. So I need you guys to see what they're up to and what's going on in their community while they're trying to tell you about your community. Okay, let's look into what they're up to. So I'm going to play this video for you guys, and then I'll read the rest of what it's talking about. But it says, toddler survives cancer, father kills her for receiving too much attention. They need to get attention, regardless of whether it's for, I was just talking to my mother about this yesterday, because, you know, there are some white people that will be in, you know, Black Lives Matter marches, and I'm sure maybe there are some that actually care about ending the violence against the Black community. But a lot of them are just out there for attention. They just want to be seen. They just want to be able to be on camera and talk and, you know, feel like they're important. And it's usually about attention, not really helping the Black community. And we really need to see this and for what it is. But let's jump into this story.
This little girl, so young, but only knew a life of terrible pain. Maddox, a toddler who beat eye cancer, was killed by her father. A memorial full of brightly colored stuffed animals lines the side of the New York Road near the creek where her body was found. 25-year-old Ryan Lawrence pleaded guilty to murder charges after admitting to police he beat and burned her body before dumping her remains in the water. Lawrence told investigators he was jealous of all the attention Maddox received. He's due back in court next month when he's expected to be sentenced to 25 years to life in prison.
Now, like I said, they are who they are. If they're not being violent towards Black people, it doesn't matter. We could disappear off the face of the earth and they would still be who they are. They would still be violent. They would still be brutal. They would still be hateful. That's the thing. It has nothing to do with us. And I feel like we take it on ourselves so much because it's being this battle, this constant terrorist attacks on our person have been happening for hundreds of years. And so we're thinking, okay, what are we doing wrong? When we need to stop thinking, what are we doing wrong? And look at them, look at their psychology, look at their actions, look at their community, look at what they're up to. Okay, so it says on Saturday, 25-year-old Ryan Lawrence pled guilty for murdering his 21-year-old daughter. Okay, sorry, I totally lost where I was at. He indicated to authorities that he was envious of the attention she received after surviving eye cancer. According to Metro, Maddox Lawrence's body was found on February 21st of this year, 36 hours after she had been reported missing from her home in upstate New York. Killed at the hands of her father, she had been beaten to death with a wooden baseball bat. Okay, just let yourself for just a second imagine what this child went through. Okay, by the hands of her father. How dare he? How can he even? I can't even imagine hitting a little child, a very small 1.5-year-old child, to death with a baseball bat. And you tell me these people are not demonic. Lawrence then burned Maddox's body, and after tying her to a cedar block, concealed the crime by dropping her in a nearby creek. On the day of the murder, Maddox's mother, Morgan Lawrence, found a note suggesting that Ryan was a danger to their daughter and to himself. She notified the police. Before too long, they located Ryan in Baldwinsville. He confessed quickly and brought the police to the Onega Harbor, where Maddox remains lie. Bill Fitzpatrick, Angunda County District Attorney, explains to CBS 5 News that Lawrence's statement alluded to almost a sense of jealousy about the attention that his child was getting, and opposed to the attention that he was getting. The Independent wrote that Maddox's treatment, while successful, demanded significant time and expenses. Authorities summarized that Lawrence's jealousy over this circumstances contributed to his decision to carry out the unspeakable brutality. Initially accused of second-degree murder, the charges had been adjusted to the murder of the first degree. Lawrence underwent a mental investigation and demonstrated his fitness to stand trial. He will serve at least 25 years in prison and will be sentenced in October. Morgan Lawrence and the rest of Maddox's family intends to memorialize the site where her body was found. Others have already begun the process, informally leaving candles and stuffed animals at the bank of the creek. I just like really this. You guys have to know, like, this is the face of evil. Okay, so when they're constantly trying to show you a black person, you're being mind screwed completely and utterly, okay, in every way possible. This is the face of terrorism. This is the face of murderers. This is the face of drug dealers. This is the face of drug users. This is the face of violence. This is the face of rape. This is the face of pedophilia. This is the face of child molestation. This is it, okay? You need to totally change your psyche and change how you view humanity, because this is not it. Anyone that could beat a baby that just spent all of its 21 months of its life fighting cancer, and then to have your own father, you're the father, and you've watched your baby struggle with cancer, with chemotherapy, with needles, and being in the hospital, and then instead of feeling sorrow for this baby, instead of being proud of her for fighting and for going through all of that pain and agony of having eye cancer, Instead of that, you look at this child and you are jealous of her because she's getting more attention than you. Think about the mindset of these people, because that is demonic, that is evil in every sense of the way. Okay? This is disgusting. He feels jealousy and so much that he beats this child with a wooden bat. This baby with a wooden bat. You know how personal and intimate that is? Could you imagine what that looked like? And then tied a cedar block to her and threw her in a creek. This is his child. Okay? This is his child. I tell you guys, they do not feel love. They don't love their children. They don't love their spouses. It is all about possession, and this possession was getting more attention, and so he had to get rid of it. Okay, but you don't see these stories on CNN and Fox News. They're not putting it out there because it doesn't fit their narrative. They don't care what the reality is. They don't care what the truth is. Okay? They care that they want your mind to think that black is bad and white is good. There is no good in this. None whatsoever. I'm outraged because that is disgusting. Okay, and if they're not committing terroristic acts against the black community, then they're doing it to each other in their community. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, whatever, just keep it in their community, which would be fine, but they're not going to do that. Okay, because they've been terrorizing the black community for the last 400 or 500 years. They're not going to stop because we have not gave them the incentive to stop. Okay, this is who they are. This is what they do. That is not a good person. These are not the people that should be setting our moral compass. Okay? We need to stop letting them mind screw us into believing that they're somehow good and moral and we should try to be like them. We should try to get as far away from them as possible. Okay? Because this is unthinkable. It really is. It's unthinkable. I cannot even come up with any words really to describe what I feel about this. It's horrible. This is who we're working with. We need to give them incentive to stop terrorizing us, stop killing us, and keep them away from us. Okay? Look at the face of terrorism right here. This is it. This is your face of evil, terrorism, violence, vile, disgust. Okay? And if you can do that to your own baby, but you guys think for some reason it's going to click in their head to stop doing it to black people. They do it to their own babies. If they're doing it to their own flesh and blood, do you really think they have a second thought when they execute a child of ours? They don't. Okay? So when we see these constant terrorist attacks on the black community, and we see these rogue white supremacist terrorist cops, killing our children, and to you can't make sense of it. You don't understand it. Understand this. Okay? Understand that they'll do it to their own children. You're not even a person to them. Your child doesn't mean anything to them. Their own children don't mean anything to them. Okay? So we need to realize that we have to change our mindset. And the reason why these videos are important, and it's important for me to bring you guys stories like this, because we have to change the narrative so that we can change our own the way our own brains think of a black person when we see a black person, because we're constantly bombarded with these negative imageries of black people, and that's not the reality. This is the reality. So I'm going to continue to bring you stories after story after story, so you can see what's really going on. You can see the true face of terrorism. And maybe it will motivate enough people to say, I'm done with these terrorist attacks against the black community, and they must stop. I hope that we get there, and that we get there soon. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do ask that if you guys can support these channels, if not my channel, then Cynthia G or the Advice channel or Treek. But we need to support each other so that we can change the narrative, and that we can change the mindset of the black community to see what the reality is. We need to see reality and get out of this fog of white supremacy. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next video.